All right, great. So welcome everyone. We are very excited to have you join us today, and this new session will start now. Um, just to make sure you're in room 3, and our presenter today is Dr. Boona Poolan Marikannan. She will be presenting about autonomous agents at scale. It's about a dive into Azure AI Foundry. Also note that this session is being recorded and it will be made available later on YouTube. Um, One last thing is that if you have any questions during the session, just feel free to add them on the chat. Towards the end, I can unmute you or I can ask the questions on your behalf and Booma can answer them. Yeah, Booma, over to you.
Thanks, Deepti. Hi, hello everyone. Welcome. So before starting the show, right, thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm actually, really excited to take you and deep dive on Azure AI Foundry. Today's my sharing session is all about autonomous agent at scale, a dive into Azure AI Foundry, right? So that makes me more excited to share the insights what I have gathered, and also let's together we can explore how it enables how the Azure AI Foundry enables the autonomous agent at scale, right? So as organizations basically increasingly look to automate complex workflow and decision making process, right? So there where autonomous agents are emerging as a transformative solution, which is driving the complete technology by advancement with the help of GenAI. That's nothing but the generative artificial intelligence, right? Um, yeah. So when we are always talking about artificial intelligence or generative artificial intelligence, GenAI, it's all together as a package. Now it is started acting as an agentic artificial intelligence, right? So now when we are talking about the agentic artificial intelligence, I'll be walking you through the orchestrator frameworks, which is helping the agentic AI to function in an excellent way for the complex solutions or complex workflow, which is it's making the scalable infrastructure, right? So in this section, what I will be doing is I'll be walking you through the foundational components of Azure AI Foundry. I will showcase the real world use cases. I'll highlight how you can leverage this platform to build, how you can deploy it, and what is happening behind the scene. What are all the services, we can make use of in AI Foundry and make the intelligent agents that operates independently, how to learn, continuously and upskill ourselves to deliver the measurable impacts, right? So this is an agenda for our today's session. Before, giving a kick start, let me just give you a brief intro about me. Myself, I'm Dr. Booma. I have completed my doctorate in the field of data science and machine learning, and I'm a Microsoft AI MVP who's having a 15 plus over of experience in data science and artificial intelligence. And I'm holding an award other than Microsoft AI MVP, that is a Young Women Scientist and Outstanding Researcher and Academician Award from Women Icon and Himsen. So yeah, that's a brief about me. Now let's dive deep into our session. All right. So, I'm presenting Azure AI platform with the use cases, and you can just see how beautiful it is looking, right? So this slide, basically, it illustrates various application of AI technologies, which within, different technologies within different industries. So that is what my intention to bring the slide into. So at the center, we have seen the AI use cases, right, which branches out to the several key AI models, tools such as Mid-Journey, you can see the DALL-Es, GPT, Dream, right? So Whisper, GPT Codex. So those are all the OpenAI models. So these OpenAI or LLM, SLM models are applied across a wide range of sector. It is not specific to one particular domain. It is, it is spread all over various sectors, including manufacturing, travel, automotive, the education, healthcare, real estate, I information technology industries they were, right? So with no doubt, retail and e-commerce as well, media, entertainment. So I have covered most of it, and it is not just limited with the domains what I have showcased in this, but it is something beyond, right? So each of these sectors, leverages specific capacities of these AI tools, which actually is using AI tools to enhance their operation. For example, in manufacturing, I could say that AI can optimize production process. And moving on to the healthcare, AI here is assisting in diagnostic the diseases or the patient care, right? So there where we would have heard about it, or we would have personally experienced when it is coming to healthcare, right? And also, in retail, AI enhances customer experiences through the personalized recommendations. So whenever we are moving into the e-commerce site or the retail site, you can see the application which holds the artificial intelligence capabilities. It always, makes us to feel that we are in a comfort zone. We are not stressing a lot to search something what we are interested in. So if I'm just jumping into the any one of the e-commerce and I'm searching for a product which I would like to shop or which I would like to purchase immediately, the next second I'll get the recommendation based on my search. I can come out of the app. Once I go back and log into the app, you can see me, you can see the recommendation what I have searched for, right, in my homepage, which actually, makes my life easier, makes our life easier with the help of AI and with the help of, the advanced technology. So what I mean to say and what I mean to showcase in this slide especially is this comprehensive approach, right? So this demonstrate how versatile Azure AI platform is in addressing the diverse industry needs, right? So yeah, so then, I'm also taking you to this slide, which provides an overview of various AI tools and services offered by Microsoft, which you can see the categorization, which has been categorized into different segments based on their target users and functionalities, right? So at the top, we have seen some applications which include popular products like Microsoft 365, Microsoft Dynamic 360, Microsoft Edge, Bing, Windows, of course, Xbox. It's not limited just with browsers or certain applications, right? So not limited to that. Even Xbox covers inside it. So these applications are designed for wide range of business users and citizen developers as well. So moving down to the Power Platform, right? So it's not like Azure, Microsoft is not limiting or not only mean to programmers or the developers, right? So it's also mean to low code, no code option. The person who would like to explore all the services, though they have a minimal knowledge of coding or just a beginner of the coding, right? So they can make use of certain services provided by the Power Platform, which holds, a low code, no code option. So we can see tools such as Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agents, right? So these, platforms, maximum it supports the low code, no code option is just going to be like, you need to think analytically. You need to just basically understand what are all the tools has to be used and how to use the logic. Does have some analytical thinking, then, definitely you can make a splendid AI application with the help of the Power Platform, right? So these platform basically empowers user to analyze the data with the help of the Power BI, and uh, you can make use of uh, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Assistant to develop the chatbot, create a virtual assistant just in a single click and with few logic creation. That's it. And next, moving on to our Azure AI, which encompasses a variety of applied AI services, starting from the bot service, where you would like to, develop a chatbot. You can activate this, make use of this service, which is available in the Azure AI. And then, you can make use of the cognitive search for enhanced search capability, form recognizer, which is now, I just would like to mention here, call it out as a form recognizer, but it has been named as, you know, AI builder, you could say, or you could call us a document intelligence, AI document intelligence, right? So these are all for extracting information from documents, and then it is just not limited with documents. It's also having Azure AI services also having a special servers which could handle videos, which could handle audios, all type of files could be handled by the Azure services, right? So that's sorry. So then, it's not limited just with the services. When we have to do something on top of all these services, once after activating, finally at the bottom, you could see that machine learning platform, ML platform, right? So which is featuring Azure machine learning. So this platform basically support the developers and the data scientist in building a sophisticated machine learning models, right? So this comprehensive portfolio, right, it demonstrates Microsoft commitment to providing robust AI solutions to developers, to all kind of business users and citizen developers, as well as, um, especially coders, developers, and the data scientists, right? And you can see at the middle layer, the cognitive services, it just, on top of all these services, if you would like to bring in just text to text generated, you can make use of any of the services, language. And if you would like to call center service where you could just handle with the audios and videos, right? You could bring in the vision, speech, so these functionalities play a crucial role when we are planning to, move beyond the text and move beyond the documents. So that's the thing. And moving to the next part. So let's go through this core components of Azure AI capabilities, right? So first we have Azure AI services that are a pre-trained solution, right? So Azure AI solution is like in a machine learning model. It comes with a zero knowledge where we need to provide the historical data to train it. But the beauty of AI model, open AI model with both LLM and SLM, it has been trained with millions and billions of data, right? So it's called as a pre-trained model, designed to power intelligence application, right? Effortlessly, especially. So and then Azure Machine Learning, as I said, which offers a full life cycle tools for designing, training, testing, and managing the machine learning models. You can make use of this. Services, and you can make use of this platform. Lastly, responsible AI. So tooling this basically ensures that the application we build are trustworthy and ethical by design. So wherever we are bringing in a AI, always we have to make sure we have a RAI, right? So we have even this tooling inside the Azure AI Foundry. So at the bottom, you will see the Azure AI Foundry, right? So this is a studio, a comprehensive platform for developing and deploying custom copilots, which is actually, helping the complete services to bring Azure AI tools with the responsible practices to drive innovation across various industries. So this is a new look of Azure AI Foundry. So on the left lane, we have a tools like Copilot Studio, Visual Studio, GitHub, Azure AI Foundry, SDK, right? So all designed to empower developers. So in the center of it, you can see the model catalog features, which is a foundational open source, how to handle the task and the industry models, right? So starting from the Azure OpenAI services, Azure, we have the Azure AI servers and the agent servers, content safety. So I have actually, already shared like what are all these services are. And apart from all these services, when we are activating with the help of the Copilot Studio or Visual Studio, GitHub or Azure AI Foundry SDK, there are a few mandatory process has to be handled. That is nothing but evaluation, customization, governance, and monitoring, right? So these are all called as observatory features, which is also available within the Azure AI Foundry. You can activate this feature whenever you are bringing in any one of the services or all the services together, right? Um, yeah, and then we are talking about Microsoft services, which is placed inside the Azure AI platform, right? So when we are talking about it, just to make it very clear, right, I would like to say that this OpenAI and Microsoft, it's nothing but it got clubbed together. We have most of the OpenAI model deployed inside the Microsoft Azure platform. So whenever you have a subscription into the Azure platform, you could definitely able to see most of the OpenAI model, and you can bring that into your subscription and you can deploy it immediately, right? And I'm showing here a few of the models. So if you're just focusing on languages, right, you can make use of the GPT-4, 4 Turbo, 3.5, and 5 Turbo is a bit oldest model. We are now, raising towards GPT-4 and 4o. So multi-model one, you can make use of GPT-4o and 4o mini. And we are also having an option of fine tunings. And then, if you are if you are targeting for the use case, focusing on image handlings, then just please go for DALI model. And the transcription and language translations, just pick this model. And even GPT-4o model could also able to support the translation. Doesn't matter, right? So next, I'm taking you to the Copilot and the AI stack, just a high level overview. So we are having how to connect all these things, right? So here we show the robust architecture that power our AI capabilities, which ensuring the seamless integration, right? So from cloud to the edge. So it's not just like my data could be in the cloud, right? I can bring it into the Azure and I can make all my the process, all my data. I can do this integration process. I can connect with Azure AI Foundry. I can bring in the multiple services, and finally, flash the output in Copilot Studio View or my own web-based approach. So, right, yeah. So the heart of the stack, you can see the Azure AI Foundry, right? A powerhouse of AI innovation. So it leverages vast amount of data and cutting edge infrastructure, which could deliver the unparalleled AI solution. So basically, this foundation is crucial for building intelligent application that, that could operate effectively across various environments, right? Yeah. So then, as I said, always you should travel when you're invoking AI models. You should always you should always ensure you're traveling along with a trustworthy AI with the help of responsible AI tool, right? Now, um, let me bring in this process, right? So, which is making our life beautiful and easier, right? So, intelligent way. So here I would like to highlight we are having a Azure AI app at the front end, or you could bring in the Microsoft Copilot or any application could be your front end, right? So what I would like to showcase here is like how Azure AI how Azure AI is getting integrated with our data. Right? It's not just like some random data. It could be your data, enterprise data, your organization data could be sitting here, and you can make use of your Azure AI services, right? So here, I would like to discuss how AI apps or Microsoft Copilot can be integrated with various data. You can see this is not just one data, right? I mean, I doesn't mean to show here it's just focusing on the text data, or it's going to focus on just a structured data, right? It could able to handle various type of data and various form of data and a vast amount of data. There's no limitation in your data size. You can bring in a vast amount of data and store it inside the database and start making use of your services and bring data is just it's a kind of non-living thing, and you can bring in and attach with the Azure AI models, OpenAI models, and give a life to the data, right? You can make use of your data and instruct the OpenAI model, like what is your expectation, what you're expecting from the model with the help of your data. So wait, this is my data. And here is an OpenAI model. Instruct the model what you're looking for from the data, what you have provided. And that's where the OpenAI model is going to give you as an output in your front end, right? There's nothing but our application. The application could be the web application or mobile application or whatever it could be, right? So that's the flow. And the next thing is a basic Azure AI architecture. So how does it look like, right? So this slide, which is showing us, which is illustrating as a seamless workflow of a complete AI system, end-to-end AI system. Let's start with the app UX, right, which interacts with the app server. So basically, app UX is the only thing which will be visible to our eyes. Behind the scene, you can see the whole process, which is starting from the app server to the data source, is what happening behind the scenes. So based on your action, the function will get triggered, the workflow will get executed, and it will fetch the data from the data source, and finally it will provide us the response. Let's say, for example, if I'm just opening any e-commerce website and I'm looking for a product to purchase, this is app UX is going to be my front end, and my action is a submit button to search one particular product. So the action will get triggered and it will hit the app server, which is nothing but the orchestrator, right? So the orchestrator, based on the action triggered, it will jump into the Azure AI services with a query, because I have clicked on with a user query, right? Just I'm hitting with the user query to the app server, and it will hit the query to gather some knowledge from the data source with the help of the Azure search, right? And it is just bringing back a complete flow, and it is just fetching all the knowledge back to the orchestrator, and my orchestrator is not going to throw the response directly, right? What it supposed the expectation is, the expectation and the logic workflow will transfer the knowledge extracted from the data source with the help of the AI search to the Azure OpenAI model, where the magic begins, right? So Azure AI model, it completely loaded with my expectation, with my instruction in terms of prompting. So I would have clearly instructed my OpenAI model what I'm expecting and how the user output should be displayed in the application. So everything will be provided by the developer based on the requirement into the Azure OpenAI, in the form of prompting, right? So there where prompt plus the knowledge which has been extracted from the data source plays a role. And, as I said, the magic begins with the help of the OpenAI. And now we will be getting a precise response to showcase in the app UX, right? So that's, This is the architecture. I could say this is a skeleton of all the AI flow, right? Playing behind the scene. So in between there might be some changes, but this is a high level flow uh, is used behind all the AI, uh, all the intelligent solutions, which just to ensure a smooth and powerful user experience, right? And now, our topic is just not to cover the Azure AI Foundry. Our topic is also to cover the autonomous agents, right? So let me also take you to the agent. So before talking about the autonomous agent, if you're very new to this, let me, dive into AI agent, and then I will walk you through the autonomous agent. So this slide, I'm just breaking down the essence of AI agents, their types and system architecture. So basically, AI architecture, the work, AI agents work by understanding human context, taking autonomous action, and it will try to access the data and reacting to their environment. Okay, so they interpret code and utilize memory to make the decisions. Okay, so now it's not just like one AI model. It could be we can bring in multiple tasks. So each task we can assign an agent. It's just a simple thing, right? I can relate with an example of what is happening in the banking side. So if you are opening an account, if I'm a new customer to bank A, right? So I'll be reaching out to the banking to open a customer account, and I'll be directed to one particular agent who will be providing me a form to open an account, right? So there I'll be I'll get an option like whether to go ahead with a current account or a savings account or a salary account, right? So I will be just selecting on this and moving forward. If I would like to, okay, days passed and I would like to purchase something, and I'm curious in applying a loan, right? I just would like to purchase a car. I just would reach out to my bank and looking for a car loan, right? And I'll be directed to the car loan agent, right? And if I'm looking for any insurance, car insurance, I'll be directed to the insurance agent. And if I'm looking for any finance, I'll be directed to the finance agent. So this is like a manual things, right? Human. And now AI is coming up with different agents, okay, to replace the human manual works, to make the human work, the manual work in an intelligent, easiest way. Right. So we have different types of AI agent, including learning agent that use API calls, external data source, and sensors. Right. So they are also utility based, I could say goal based, they could be simple reflex and model based reflect agent. So the system architecture can be a single agent where agents act completely independent. It could be the multi agent where they collaborate, or human machine where humans and machines assist each other. Right. So with AI agent, we can, definitely create intelligent system that adapt and respond to real world scenarios, like how I have shared with you with a banking example, right? So it will help us to drive the innovation in an efficient way. Right. So they were, agent and autonomous agent started playing its role in recent days, right? It's not just a word buzzing AI. Now it's like, AI agents, and now more towards the autonomous agent. And let's also dive deep into the next thing, like what we can do with this autonomous agent. It's not just like one agent, right? We'll be having multi agents. So what is actually happening? Right? I've tried to bring you with this flow to make your life easier. Right? So the process is very simple. Uh, I just have brought it in a simple way, and the LLM is nothing but a large language model. We would have all heard about it. If not, this is a large language model. It's a part of OpenAI. OpenAI model is basically, it comes with two. right? Large language model and small language model. We can use based on the size of the data or based on the requirements. It could be LLM or it could be SLM, right? So the first and foremost thing is, right, the rules. You have to start from the rules, right? Frame the rules, collect the knowledge to where the AI could, gather the knowledge to respond for all the actions and the response we are looking for, right? And frame the task, collect the knowledge, gather the knowledge, be ready with the knowledge to share it with OpenAI model, narrate the task, set the goal, and start the process. So this is like, this is how the process begins. And you can see, like, it is not just a single task, right? It is having multitask. So initially, to connect with the data, we need interface with APIs, and you can bring in the co-pilots, or you can bring in the agentic AI, you can bring in human in the loop if you could, sometimes some certain tasks, it could not be handled by AI model. It could, AI is nothing but it has been designed to mimic the human, but it is not. It has not been designed to replace the human. So I definitely disagree that AI is coming to replace the human. Definitely, it needs humans' help in certain cases, right? So there where we can bring in humans to help AI model in terms of instructions, in terms of prompting, and then, wherever if you would like to bring in the multiple agents, you can bring and collaborate with the multiple agents, right? It completely depends on where we are driving, what is our goal, what is our requirement. So that's the main foremost thing. And yeah, coming to the autonomous agent framework. This is our autonomous agent framework, which starts with, let's just assume, here is our user. So if I'm just hitting some action, if I'm just hitting a user question, that will hit the first step, that is a communication. It's nothing but perception and the communication, right? First, the service, it tried to gather the user query, right? And then where the agent start playing its role is the second, right? The second step. The first step is to gather information from the user, and the second is like after gathering the information, there where agents start to play its role. So it's try to understand the basic question, and then it will decide what to do next, whom to pass the question or whom to pass the action next. Is it supposed to be, if something related to the car related question shooted by the user, then the agent will redirect the question to the agent who is responsible, who's knowledgeable in car purchase or car loan. And the question is completely into the credit card, right? And there where the agent will try to understand the primary question and reroute the question to the credit card agent, right? So the task and the roles are handled by the agent. So once after handling and rerouting, there where, rest of the process will be taken care. So before everything, there should be knowledge, right? So as I said here, frame the rules and bring the knowledge. So that is what happening here. So make sure where you're hosting the solution, right? So that is our environment. And what kind of knowledge you are giving, that is nothing but our data ingestion, right? So bring your knowledge, ground the data, and make it ready for the agent to access and flash the output from the knowledge what you have provided, right? So that could be the reasoning and the decision making, right? And apart from that, if we are, if we are having a requirement to store the response or the action taken by the OpenAI model or the agents, right? Just activate this memory option, which could be there are two types of memory, short term and the long term. So if you would like to store the browsing history or, any of the search information for just 30 days time or just for a year. It depends on the database size of the database you're handling, right? So you can just activate it, could be the short term or long term, right? Connect it with it, and wherever the necessary connection and the integration, make sure you're having appropriate API access and make it, we give the seamless integration to all these process. And apart from all these things, the next thing is all about the actions and execution. So when this is happening, what kind of actions and execution it should happen, right? As I said, make sure you have the appropriate APIs and you have the appropriate access to board your solution and run the solution. So this is what, like, and also make the OpenAI model learn by itself by providing the feedback. If you would like to collect the feedback and let the OpenAI model, learn from the experience collected from the end user, then make sure it is doing that, by activating this feature. So what I mean to say here is just imagine that you're having an application, you're using an application, just take the Microsoft Copilot, right? So once you get the response, you are searching for something, the Copilot, and you're receiving a response, right? So for the response, if you're satisfied, you will always be, asked to provide the feedback by clicking on the like or dislike button. Just click on the like button. So it shows the OpenAI model that user is satisfied with the response what the AI model have provided. If I'm not satisfied with the response provided by the agent, then obviously I can go ahead and click on the dislike button, which will make sure the OpenAI model, it will just alert the OpenAI model that the response provided by the OpenAI model is something not satisfied. It could be the irrelevant response, right? Or sometimes, user might expect more from the agent, not just come to the point, precise. Don't give me the generic response. Just come to the point and give me some references where you're searching from, right? So that is one another beauty of all the AI models, which is not just in autonomous agent, which is a feature we can bring in whenever we are implementing an AI model to just make sure it is not hallucinating. Sometimes we could see that the AI model used in our application might start hallucinating, right? We, in the organization, if you are feeling like my model, okay, my model supposed to follow only the instructions, supposed to follow only the knowledge I have provided to it. It shouldn't move beyond the knowledge to respond for the user question. Let's say like I'm using a bank application, and when I'm asking for some irrelevant question other than banking, so I'm just asking, could you please give the latest news happening in United States, right? So my bank application not supposed to answer this kind of question. So I should ring fence all these instruction. I should clearly instruct the AI model not to jump beyond the knowledge. Straight away inform the user that in a friendly way, or you can set the tone to the AI model, right? So you can just instruct that you don't have such information. You are just, you have been designed only to respond something related to the banking question, nothing apart from that. So which is making sure that it is not hallucinating, it is not going beyond its limit. And also one another way to show that how we are controlling the hallucination, right? How my model is not referring something else other than the knowledge what my organization have provided, or what I have provided, right? So I can just give the reference citations of the documents or the link of the page from where OpenAI model referred to through the response, right? So we have many things to make sure the AI model is just not hallucinating. It is all under the control, right? So that's it. And, this is the complete autonomous agentic framework and how does it work, right? So the end-to-end workflow, you can relate from the Azure AI architecture and just, correlate with all the steps what I have shared with you. And apart from all these things, we can bring in some additional information in terms of prompting. So prompting is a way a way you can communicate with the OpenAI model. It's just the English language. Just go ahead and provide a basic logics to obtain the response, right? And along with the prompting, we have one another service, that is Azure AI Search. So Azure AI Search, wherever we are using an OpenAI model, it's mandatory to have Azure AI Search to handle the data, right? So I have mentioned here as PDF and docs, but it is not required to just be or limited to just documents. It could be anything, right? It could be the video file or audio file, whatever it could be. But if it is highly document, then bring in the Azure AI Search, which will start dealing with the document and convert the documents into the OpenAI model understandable format, right? So that's all about the beauty of AI, and where the AI agent starting its role, and where we can convert the single agent into multi-agent and the human, supported human in the loop format, right? So yeah, that's all about our today's session, and I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you so much for joining this, and I'm open to any Q&As. Feel free to unmute yourself, or you can drop the questions which you would like to clarify from our sessions, or something related question to artificial intelligence, agentic AI, the architecture, the services available in the Microsoft AI platform. Please feel free to drop a message.